Zoom वाले जाओ सेटिंग अप योर मीटिंग स्टार्ट करना नंतर Zoom आगे ready maka admit by default take कर जाते हैं again
Hello.
voice hello unmute all का नंतर again vital है voice unmute all yeah unmute all का नंतर
Hello.
vital
Yeah.
hi
Good afternoon, doctor. I am Krishna here. Good afternoon, doctor.
hello yes Prakash yeah
Yes, doctor.
Can we start? Rangarao here. Good afternoon.
good afternoon good
We can start only if everybody mutes their
Hello,
microphone.
Prakash. You hear me?
I can hear you
Yeah.
Vital
Yes.
Yes, sir. We are able to hear you.
Krishna.
Yeah, if
Yes,
you can, if
yeah.
everybody can mute, then it will be easy for doctor.
Krishna here. Krishna.
so I thought after
Namaste,
Ranga talks
doctor.
I will mute
Doctor, I am Rangarao.
should unmute himself and talk. Shall I do that? I'll mute all.
Mute all, doctor.
Gautam from Kadapa.
Ankara,
Hello.
Galaxy J7 and
Hello, Krishna.
Yes.
hello.
Hello, Guraj.
ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Hi Murali. Until somebody has to start.
Yeah. Actually, start. Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I request everybody to mute. So, conversation and the lecture can be heard clearly. First, I would like to invite Rangarao to say a few words about the Madhya Sangha arrangement that is going on now. Rangamama, you can start now.
Hello.
Is it Ranga?
Doctor, do you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to members. It is extremely, we are happy to invite Dr. Narasimhan, one of the senior most respected physician of, I can call it in India, and world renowned physician, respiratory. physician. So it is a great pleasure inviting Dr. Narasimhan to give us some clarification. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
It is useful to all our Madhva community as well as other people. Has been answering questions in various channels in Tamil Nadu. I think none of the channels have been left out. I think they have to open more channels to conduct interviews. Such a nice questions he is answering. So we will be happy to invite him to give us some clarification details about this Corona, COVID-19. I think almost all of us are a little worried about it. Now slightly we are settled down. For further encouragement, Dr. Narasimhan will give us his answers for the question that has been posted to him. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody. Good afternoon.
I think you can open the questions.
Hello. First of all, I thank Madhva community for having invited me to share some of my thoughts on this Corona. Corona has brought a real standstill. There are a lot of questions that are rising in the minds of the people. Because in the beginning, the first lockdown, when it was announced by Modi for one day, when he said he wanted lockdown for a day, everybody thought on day 3 we are done and Corona is going to say goodbye to all of us. Then on day 3, he announced another lockdown for 3 weeks. That was a real lockdown. It brought life to a real standstill. One of the toughest lockdowns which the world has ever seen, which the country has ever seen. We strictly followed the lockdown. And this is what I like to highlight on. The questions that I have received the last 2-3 days. I must thank Vittal and his team for having collected the questions and sent them to me. I have roughly received about 80-85 questions I received, which means there is so much of interest that has been created by the media, probably in the minds of the people as regards to what actually is this Corona. And I thought I would group them into the questions instead of mentioning the names. I thought I would group them and start answering them in the course of my talk itself as to what is all this Corona about. So the first and foremost message I like to mention is that about the lockdown. One should understand that the first lockdown was one of the excellent moves of the government. Everyone says that India played it very well, no doubt about it. So what is the purpose of this lockdown? The purpose of this lockdown is to save the elders. That's actually the purpose of the lockdown. It is not to cure the disease. It is also not to control the disease completely. It is also not to say goodbye to the disease. What we actually achieve by this is when everybody is staying at home, the disease does not come out and the spread of the disease is prevented. When we spread the disease, prevent the spread of the disease, what actually happens is man-to-man transmission comes down. The people are all staying at home. One of the behaviors of the Corona, as we have observed in China and other places, is that it is So is that the behavior is, it is something that is, it affects the elders. It affects the elders very badly. It affects the elders, and especially people who are diabetics, who are hypertensives, and who are on treatment for heart diseases, and who are on drugs for post-transplant situations and so on. they are the people who get affected worst by this. And that is one of the reasons why this lockdown is effective. It is not to uh, cure the disease or completely eradicate the disease. So the first lockdown has served its purpose because most of the people, couple of barring some incidents, most of the people stayed at home, and we achieved the control of the disease, at least in elders to some extent, I would say. But one of the behaviors of this disease, any disease for that matter, when you go into a lockdown is, you just come out of it, the numbers will go up. So this is where is the question. Most of the questions have been related only to this. All my questions, more than 35 of them are related to, should we worry about these numbers? What do these numbers mean? Numbers keep on increasing. Each day the press tells us the count is going up, surging ahead, shoots up. These terms may increase the TRP rating of the channels, but also it gives a shock to some of the public. So what I am trying to highlight today is that these numbers should not matter to us at all or matter to anybody. It should matter only to the epidemiologists. Because most of these cases are all asymptomatic ones. If you take across the country, we have today about Can you hear me now? Right. So the vegetable sprouts, as I said, one has to wash them. One has to wash them well, eat them. Unstable internet method. Wash them, clean them, eat them, and enjoy them. That's what my advice to the people is. And with regards to slipper, it is always better to keep a sanitizing solution at home. And with a sanitizing another question that is utmost in the minds of the people is that I have a lung problem. One of the questions was, I have a lung problem and I get wheeze when I climb stairs. I get cough when I climb stairs. What should I do and how careful I have to be? That's what one of the persons had asked. I must tell you, Corona has a predilection or an attraction only for people with heart diseases. Only people with heart diseases like high blood pressure or people with drugs or blood pressure or people with heart disease, coronary artery heart disease or transplant probably it affects. Lung disease people, that is people with asthma, tuberculosis and COPD are not affected to that great extent. That's probably because corona has a predilection for natural lungs. And what happens in people on hypertension is some of these patients who are on some of the drugs for hypertension, that affects the cellular level, and the cellular effect is the one that makes the virus enter the cellular genes and cause the damage easily. That's why people with heart diseases are more prone than for people with lung diseases. And if one is an asthmatic, and if he is on regular medications, and with regular medications he is under control, he need not worry greatly about it. But the same asthmatic, if he develops a new symptoms, like despite using the inhalers, he is not getting better, or if he gets a fever or body pain, something like that, he must contact a doctor to see whether he has got a problem or not. The most important symptom, which we always say, is the development of a fever, body pains, chills, loss of smell, running nose and sneezing. These are some of the ominous signs which should alert one to the possibility whether he has a coexisting corona problem or not, is what he must think about. Right. So I was just telling, I don't know whether the line got cut there. What happens when patients get admitted? Once you have a quarantining at home, you must, as far as possible, keep away from children. That social distancing is what you must maintain. And as I said, is an extreme form of social distancing. And if we are allowing people to mingle with each other, so that's where line got cut. What actually should happen after this is the youngsters should start, in my opinion, once what is happening in Tamil Nadu is one of the best models you can think of. What they have done is they have done a lockdown. The second lockdown, they relax certain things. The third, they are still relaxing certain things. That's actually is the principle. As I said, in the first lockdown, you lock down the elders, you separate the elders from the youngster group. And in the second, when they let the younger people go, the infection starts spreading. Ultimately, what is going to happen is you have only two options. One option is to get infected with corona during the process, or you get infected slowly. When you get infected, you can become symptomatic. You may not become symptomatic at all. The asymptomatic corona patients are the ones that are going to give us the herd immunity or the crowd immunity, which is going to increase the immunity of the individuals. As long as a vaccine is not available, this is one of the best means. Let the herd immunity develop. If you let the herd immunity develop, they would definitely, the community immune resistance will go up, and the immunity for the diseases will come down, the severity of the disease will come down. One of the questions that I was asked was, when will this corona disappear? So I must answer that there is exactly no definitive answer for when this corona disappear. But ultimately, over a period of time, the intensity of the virus will start coming down. What we call it as a flattening of the curve. What we call it as a flattening of the curve is the number of people getting infected becomes more. The number of people getting discharged also becomes more. And the number of fatalities starts coming down. That will happen over a period because no virus can maintain its virulence for a fairly long period like this. And India is endowed with certain specific advantages in this situation. So what are the advantages that most of the Indians have? One is for the disease to become manifest, there are two important characters. One important character is the capacity of the virus to infect. That is the virus, the virulence of the virus. Number two is the individual or the host immunity. The host immunity seems to be extremely good in Indian patients, because one of the reasons that I have been mentioning is that world over there has been a clamor for this is the BCG vaccination, which we have been practicing in our country. BCG is given to prevent tuberculosis. It prevents the serious forms of tuberculosis. It is given as a policy epidemics which other countries have witnessed. So this BCG, what happened? There is a number of clone formation occurs, and this clone formation is one that makes is relatively less in all these individuals. The second factor is the endemicity of malaria. Our country is a malarial endemic country. Our country is a malaria endemic country, and people who have been countries which have been exposed to malaria do not develop the disease with the same intensity or ferocity. Coming back to BC, one more point I'd like to mention is the countries which have witnessed the serious problems are the countries where BCG is not being given as a routine. America is one, Italy is one, Spain is one, France is one. These are the countries where BCG is not being administered as a routine. For a small example, if you take Portugal and Spain, the neighboring countries, Portugal has a vaccination policy of BCG. They do give BCG for tuberculosis prevention. And that is why the prevalence of this infection, corona infection, is relatively less, and the fatality rate is less compared to the Spain, which is a neighboring country, which is pretty high. This has prompted many of the people, actually, mortality rate is relatively less. So BCG is one factor. Malarial endemicity is one factor. And above all, our climate is one of the factors. Our summer season, winter season, what actually happens in summer season is the flu. Corona is a flu virus. So this flu virus is one of the things which all these persons take a backseat. One of the reasons why in our country, in Chennai itself, we keep giving the swine flu vaccines to so many people we give. The incidence of swine flu is very less in our country in this season. If at all you get it, only winter season it gets. So this setting of this summer season, the intensity of this virus infection also will start coming down here to a large extent. So summer setting is another important factor in India's favor that this disease intensity will start coming down. So another factor, another important question is some of the people have asked is, what should we do after the lockdown? How one should be after the lockdown? So once the lockdown itself will not be lifted in one go. They are not going to lift the lockdown in one go. Slowly only it is going to be lifted. And three important factors which one has to follow even after the lockdown is the mask is one, face mask is one, which gives protection to you. One, you prevent your droplets from getting out. And number two is you also prevent the droplets from coming onto your face from an individual. One. Number two is social distancing, which is going to be the norm. Social distancing will continue even after the lockdown is lifted. They are going to insist on social distancing. Even countries which are lifting lockdowns or which are lifting lockdowns partially are also insisting on lockdowns for up to December. And third most important thing is the hand washing part. Hand washing is one of hand washing and sanitizing will be one of the most important factors which should be insisted upon. And over a period of time, for another 6 months, I think the overcrowding will be avoided, religious gatherings will be avoided, And even in the temples, the social distancing may have to be maintained. Temples, churches, and places of worship, shopping malls, shopping complexes. Gradually, when they start to open out, also there will be insistence on this social distancing, so that the virus does not spread, infection does not spread to the other person. Why we are talking more about this infection spread is it won't be for a very long period that you can't keep the elderly people locked at home. As I said, it is not practically possible for youngsters to stay at home completely disrupted, not doing anything, going for job, not going to college, not going to school. People who are waiting for placements are under stress. So many stress factors should arise. So to take care of all these things, social distancing will be the norm. So social distancing is one, and the hand washing and the mask is one that's going to continue. Another important question which I have been asked is the maids. The question of maid. When can you allow the servant maids into the house? So when they gave the guideline, they said they must get the permission from collected law. Now that has been lifted. What we must insist on is that when she comes into the house, keep the sanitation solution on, ask her to to hand wash, and then go into the distinct bathroom, wash herself, distinct hands and legs to be washed with the soap and water, then do the work, and all the utensils that she washes, you again clean them and keep them inside. That should be the thing. But if you're having a cook, or if you have a person, or if you're one of those guys who has a person all through the day, somebody stays at home, means what you must insist on is once they come to the house, they must ask them to sanitize, hand wash, then go to the bathroom, change the dress completely, and with the same dress she will stay. And the dress that she came with will be kept in another room. And when she's leaving, only she must again wash herself, change her dress, and then she'll go back. So that must be insisted upon. That becomes the best way of insisting on social distancing. But this is a factor to be kept in mind. And the other question which some people have asked is about the children. I must tell you here, if you divide this corona infection, you can divide them into adults, can very children and very small children. The reason is kind of the immune system. The question which somebody had asked, what does it do when it enters the lung? When coronavirus enters the lung, it goes to the nasopharyngeal system. It is a respiratory virus. Through the nasopharynx, it enters the throat, then to the lungs, it enters and it attacks the lungs. When it attacks the lungs, it gets inside the cells and goes and selectively attacks the blood vessels and causes thrombi. And when it enters the cell, before the thrombus is formed, when it enters the cell, it releases a cascade of reactions called as cytokine storm. So these cells, these kind of immune systems are not that well developed in children. Why? We don't find the kind of serious illness which we see in adults. You can count on your finger the number of children who have suffered from corona disease. Even the corona which they are telling, which are picked up in 4 years or 3 years, are all children or contacts. In a red zone when you do a contact, or in a surveillance area or a containment area when you go and do a contact surveillance, when you do some sudden surveillance program and people come and do it, you might pick up in a child, but most of the children do not suffer. Same is the case with young adults who do not develop the disease, who do not develop a serious disease. At best, they may develop an oxygen drop in saturation, which might necessitate to stay in the hospital, but ultimately most of them recover well. So that category also is not to be worried about. The next category is adult who is around 50 to 60 years who are diabetics, and this age group, they have to be very, very careful. All the three means applies to all. Your three principles: the hand washing, the social distancing, and the masking applies to all. This age group of 50 to 60 years, one has to be very, very careful. And 60 to 75 years is what we have achieved with our lockdown. With lockdown, we have achieved the majority, the mortality rate that is going to occur in the older age group, we have achieved to a great extent by separating them and keeping them at home for first 3 weeks. And we have overdone a bit by again doing another lockdown for 2 weeks, and another 3.0 is going on. So which means the elders have been fairly well protected now at this stage. So now what is happening now is, the Tamil Nadu model is, what they are doing now is they are slowly relaxing. They are relaxing. They set up to 1 o'clock, then they set up to 5 o'clock. Most of the places they are saying about 7 o'clock now. By which what will happen is people will start coming out. Gradually they'll start coming out. And in this, there may be some infected people, some may not be. The infected people or the symptomatic ones might go and get checked, and the asymptomatic ones will continue like that itself. The asymptomatic COVID positive people, we are the people who are going to be quarantined and watched carefully in this. And another question which people have asked is, does chloroquine has a role at all in prevention, or can we take chloroquine? Though chloroquine was told as a game changer by many people, lot of the viral load might sometimes. So that is why our Indian guidelines, what we tell is, we use it only for serious corona infections who are going on a ventilator, or who are needing oxygen, high oxygen support. For such patients only, we are using chloroquine under doctor's supervision, not as a routine inpatients. One. Number two is, we are not giving this as a prophylaxis, preventive drug to many patients, but we use chloroquine as a preventer in healthcare workers who are caring for severe corona infection. They don't see the patient daily on the same doctor does not see. I think there is a system of quarantining the doctors. They work for 3 days or 4 days, and they get quarantined, and next batch comes in. So these healthcare workers who are caring for these severe corona patients are being advised the hydroxychloroquine. So the other treatment part, some people have watched, I think that may not be of great good, because plasma is still under trial. The again, I must do, this is not a complete cure. This only prevents the severity. There is a viral load can be brought down. The viral load can be brought down the patient. So as I tell you, these are all for patients in that 1% of the group. I must tell you that. Again, I am not telling you to frighten this. Don't get me wrong. This plasma treatment, this chloroquine treatment, the remdesivir treatments, all these antiviral drugs which people are talking in all these digital channels, are all for people who have severe corona infection and on a ventilator, quite serious, where there are no other drugs available. There only we are trying these drugs. So that is why I am not stressing too much on this plasma thing and the the plasma therapy and the antiviral therapies and the chloroquine therapies and so on. So then what do we do? So what do we do is observe these patients, that hospitalize the patient, treat them with antipyretic if he has fever, treat him if he has body pain, give him medication, if he has a secondary infection, give him antibiotic. If he has a very severe disease going on to develop symptoms, the drugs which I have mentioned would be tried. Okay. One of the questions, as we go through that, I can see one question is, we are planning to fly to, ultimately we are going to fly, what should we take care of? I think that question I've already answered, but flight people are going to come out with their own guidelines. The guidelines have not yet been laid down yet. There are a lot of discussions that are going on between the medical community and the government and the airline authorities. The discussion is going on because there will be, if they allow all the flights to take off, there will be a lot of crowd, and with crowd, the social distancing may not be there. But social distancing has to be insisted upon by the mask and the distance between the individuals. Well, generally, if you see into our immigration group, we jostle with each other and do that. That may not be allowed, which means the number of flights might come down, the number of people traveling might come down. But the care that one has to take in the flight is one has to take care of himself. That he must have a mask himself, and distance has to be maintained. I don't think there are going to be middle seats left vacant and other things may not be a possibility because the airlines may not be they are not probably agreeing to that idea. But when you're sitting in it, the three important things: when you cough, when you sneeze, when you talk, we must keep our hands on our mouth and talk. I think in our listing, it is customary to keep our hands on our mouth and talk. And now we have the masks, various kinds of decorative masks available, which you can keep the masks on and then do that. And at every place, whether it is in custom clearance or in immigration, in all these places, social distancing is one maintained. So the point that I'm trying to highlight is with lockdown or without lockdown, if one can maintain a social distancing, even if one has an infected patient in the neighborhood, one need not worry about it. That's what I was trying to tell. Usually when there is an infection, when, say for example, if you have measles in someone's house, what we generally do is to separate the measles patient, not to separate the whole family. That's what unfortunately is happening. We are separating. There's a kind of a great mistrust among the people that is happening. Say we isolate the houses, we isolate the person, we isolate the streets, we isolate things. I think that will gradually go up for a period of time once people come to understand the nature of the disease. I think that reality is now happening because with the rate of infection going up and the fatality rate coming down, the doubling rate getting better and better. People in the power may understand that it is not question. So what actually happens if you continue this lockdown for a longer period is the tuberculosis patients who get a monthly quota of drugs from various centers like the REACH Center and the government quota may not be able to get the drugs. When they do not get the drugs, it is quite possible that they can spread the disease. And the multi-drug resistant MDR tuberculosis is one of the deadly diseases. What causes is one of the problems of MDR TB treatment is we may not be able to get the drugs that easily. People buy for 2 months or 3 months and stop them. And MDR TB drugs, if they are not regularly taken, they can worsen, they can spread the disease. The effect is you have a relapse, you have a treatment failure. Similarly, people staying at home alone, vitamin D deficiency will occur. Vitamin D deficiency can make them prone for a lot of other diseases. Similarly, people staying at home, if they don't get their inhalers in the proper dosage, and they don't get the oral anti-diabetic drugs, things can get wrong. So the effect of lockdown is a cascading effect which is gradually being relaxed now. And when it is being relaxed, it is extremely very important for all of us to maintain the social distancing, but still go out and get along with the life, participate in the activities. But one important message is that we should take care of the elders who are around 65 years or 60 and 60 plus. Actually, Maharashtra government has 55 and above do not come for work at all. That applies to healthcare, police workers, doesn't apply to healthcare workers. But people around 60, 65 years, one should always be taken care of even after the lockdown is lifted. I think I have answered most of the questions. If there are any other questions, I'd be too happy to take. I leave the mic back to Prakash and Vital and others. Any questions, Vital or anybody? Anything which you think I have not covered or something? Hello?
Yeah, I think you have covered most of the questions, Doctor, because of the interruptions we had technically. Some of them might not have listened to everything. I have some questions which have come while you were giving the answers. One of them is about the any back.
மியூட் பண்ணல வரும் உங்களுக்கு
Yeah, they were asking how long this coronavirus will sustain in water or in a dry surface. And some of them, they are asking if vegetables we buy and we wash and we keep it, how long we should keep? Is there a period of time for that quarantine period for the washed vegetables before we keep it in the refrigerator?
No, if you wash the corona vegetables and then keep them inside the fridge, there is no problem. The maximum time the corona can survive on any surface is about 18 hours. The tin plate, they say, for 18 hours. Or if you use the copper, I think it can survive for 3 hours. Plastic surface for 2 hours, like that is there. But one need not go so deep into that. I said that's what I probably did. It got cut. You buy the vegetables, you bring them 6 sachets, wash the vegetables, eat, cook, and enjoy them. And the plastic has to be thrown, disposed of.
Okay. Now, some home deliveries have already started. There's one question where is it safe to order outside, cooked food outside through Swiggy or other things? Because now the deliveries are started and some of them are bachelors living outside, working. So they depend heavily on these kind of hotel food.
The surfaces, one need not do that. There's no cost for saying. Any other
the rest are general questions. There was one about chappals. It was an interesting question. I thought you would. Normally,
that I had answered. I think mine got cut. Chappals, you know, if you have a 2-bedroom this thing plant, you know, generally what happens? Most of the people will have a shoe rack inside.
Yeah.
They keep it inside the shoe rack. But what I generally advise for such people is until the acute phase is over. You cannot do it for a long until the acute phase, which means the acute phase is going to stay for about another 2 or 3 months. Usual viral this thing is about generally for 3 to 4 months is the period where the public health, because now only with the media projection, all of us know about everything about infection. Everyone has become a doctor now. The general thing is about 3 to 4 months one has to be. This 3 to 4 months, if one can wash the chappal and keep it inside. Washing chappals may create problems because if it's a leather, it loses its thing and so on. So what you can do is you can your shoe racks, you know, you can disinfect them once in a while with your surface. We generally do the shoe rack cleaning once in a month or probably like that. But until this 3 months are over, the shoe racks can be cleaned with your sanitizing solution or simple water, rub it, or soap water, you rub it on that you keep the shoe rack. It doesn't happen. And the coronavirus cannot jump from the shoe or your chappals onto your nose because you are having a social distance of more than 2 meters from your nose to the thing. So it will not go that easily. So that's one thing, the shoe about the shoe or the chappal part. There is no need for it because it doesn't. The moment you open, corona does not jump on you. That fear is one which everybody has got. One need not have that actually. You need to keep the shoe racks clean. Keep the shoe racks clean with a disinfectant solution. Keep them, wash them with soap water. That's enough.
And another question, Doctor, maybe you answered when we had this technical. Yeah.
Prakash, I will just ask, doctor,
Yeah.
can we, the question is, can we use AC and what are the precautions you have to take? That is one thing. And cold items, on the ice creams, like this, whether they can take it, particularly old people, whether they can take it, they have asked actually.
Yeah, correct. So AC, you can use it. The central AC can circulate the coronavirus. That's what was the fear was, that the central AC can cause. But it has been said that there is no cause for worry in this, because if you can maintain a 20 degrees to 22 degrees air conditioner, there is no cause for worry even in central ACs. Nothing to worry about it. You can use the AC. But if you are traveling in a car, the blast, you should see that the blast does not come onto your face. This applies whenever there is a fear of community transmission. I think the community transmission is there, that's why the numbers are going up. Transmission is occurring. And if you are traveling with an old person, with your dad or with your mother or some grandmother, or your driver himself is an old guy who is traveling, you must see to it that the blast does not come onto his face, because the blast, when it comes onto your face, it gets into the nose. The nasopharynx is a seat where the virus can grow easily and get into your system. So blast should not be there on the face, and this applies even at home also. When you are using air conditioner, see that the blast is away from the thing. Which means you must keep the AC on for some time at 20 degrees and then use the AC. Number two is ice cream. So ice creams is not a problem at all. You can use ice cream. I think there is a very big sale. Arvind has come out with the statistics that ice cream sales have gone up like anything. Because corona does not spread through you get into the stomach system, and the acid is so powerful that can digest all your coronavirus. Actually, people who have developed corona-related gastrointestinal problems like diarrhea and dysentery and so on, other GA problems, are in situations where they are found in the gutters in other places. There have been some WhatsApps where they found Wuhan in gutters, they found the coronavirus now. They're all the people who developed the systemic illness. That is, corona infected their lungs, caused the thrombi, and they spread across the system, causing a systemic infection. And when it becomes a systemic infection, it affects all the systems. So in that case, you can see it in the feces, you can see it in the blood, you can see it in the cerebrospinal fluid, you can see in the peritoneal fluid. Wherever there is a fluid, there you can find it. So ice cream, eating an ice cream is not a problem. Like the cook your vegetables and eat those cooked vegetables, it's not a problem at all. So then you might ask me how the vegetables can cause a problem. When you wash these vegetables, after that you must wash your hands too. That's very important. If you don't do that, only is a problem. You wash the vegetables and keep them inside. Then wash your hands too. There is no problem. If you do not wash your hands, then you go touch your nose, mouth, then you will get a problem. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Doctor,
Yeah.
Asthma patient, while using the nebulizer, what precautions they have to take this thing? And vendors, we give cash and take back cash, no? What are the precautions it has to be taken? Either is
that I have answered, no? Cash taking and cash receiving is not a problem at all. WHO has given a very clear-cut guideline that it does not spread through that. One need not disinfect the cash. One need not disinfect a paper note or a dollar note or a rupee note when you are receiving it or taking it. It doesn't spread like that. The second question, what is it you are asking? Something else you asked?
Nebulizer, asthma people using nebulizer.
Nebulizer. So if you are using a nebulizer at home, there is no problem at all. There is no cause for any worry because you are an asthmatic and you are not a corona patient. There is nothing to worry about. The problem for nebulizer, the problem of any respiratory investigation is in the hospital only, because you don't know which patient is having a corona patient, and they are all called droplet mechanisms. They develop a droplet. So when you develop a droplet, you get an infection. So when nebulizers, you are using it as a general rule. If you are using general rule for all them, not for corona, but as a general rule, in nebulizer when you are using it, you must keep the nebulizer nostril clean and also the mask very clean. On a regular basis, you must clean them daily so that no infection settles inside the mask or on the nostril. It is not for corona or any other. If you are using a nebulizer, you must take care of the nebulizer at home.
And can we use, after the lockdown, public transport system, can be used. No?
Yeah, you can use it. They are going to open out. Today they have mentioned that there is a talk today that they are going to start the public transport in the next this phase. You can use a public transport system. That's what I'm telling you. All these days we have been going to a barber shop not knowing whether this barber has a TB or a HIV. You cannot go and ask the barber whether you have a HIV or a TB. We never ask the certificate.
Correct.
But corona is one disease where the fatality rate is just 1%. Even if you get an infection from the day, you don't get a disease that easily. So I don't think one need to ask for a certificate from the barber or a bus conductor or a driver whether we have an illness or not. It will not do, because once, as I said, once this lockdown phase is over, so we complete our 2 to 2.5 months time is over, the virus intensity comes down, but only it keeps spreading across to create a herd immunity only. When we achieve about 40 to 50% of herd immunity, then we have achieved what is to be done. The community, I think, is achieved, and they won't have much of a problem with that.
Oh. Yeah.
Public paisa exchange.
And of course, you told about the air condition. There is no particular time limit. No, you can
use it for central air conditioning. They use theaters and all. No operation theaters. We use it for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. There is no issue in that actually.
Okay.
Again, the same thing, because the intensity of the disease and the capacity to cause a fatality is relatively less. The worry is not that much. If you maintain the 20 degrees thing, if you don't maintain it too cold, air conditioner you should not maintain it. It's not good for
no. In the house also, while sleeping also you can use, no?
You can use it. Keep the blast away from it and maintain a temperature around 20 degrees.
For elders also should not be a problem.
Yeah. Elders also is not a problem.
Whether you have to keep the door open or something, nothing.
Yeah. The fear of air conditioner is the atmospheric air gets sucked inside and it gets circulated inside. That fear is that when there is a community transmission. Even in our country, till date we are telling that there is no community transmission at all. Even with the community transmission, one can use an air conditioner without much of the problem. If you take the general precautions of keeping the air conditioner around 20 to 22 degrees and keeping the blast away towards your roofing, because most of the droplets go and sit on the blasting fluid. I don't think one will go daily go and clean the roof of the house on a regular basis. Only then the droplet will come onto your house. I don't think you worry about that.
Prakash, you can ask. Prakash, you can ask, yeah. Prakash.
Vaccine possibility.
Sir, is there any possibility for a vaccine?
The vaccine trials have started already. The vaccine will be available in another 12 months. It will take easily another 12 months. The human trials have started. The phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials will start first.
Okay.
The phase 1 human trial has started. The phase 3 trial will come to the market maybe in another 3-4 months. September, October is a time where they think they are going to market. So once they start marketing it, it might come. Maybe around January, next January, we might have some vaccine. 1 year time. January, you will have the vaccines. By that time, most of the people would have developed herd immunity. That's what I keep telling. Some people may not take vaccine due to various reasons. Small kids may not give vaccine because they don't have the thing to develop the mounted response. And old age, some people don't take the vaccination at all as a policy. We don't want vaccine. And some people, very old people, we don't give this vaccination. For such people, herd immunity is the one that helps them. So 30%, 40% get vaccinated. If you take any vaccination story, since we are now only we are realizing about the vaccine, I think we are reading so much. Any vaccination, about 70-80% will get vaccinated. About 10%, 5 to 10% may not get vaccinated at all. That 5 to 10% of people do not develop disease because of the herd immunity. The herd immunity comes one from the vaccine, other from the silent asymptomatic infection that happens.
Okay. Prakash. Hello? Nikal question kalidaade. Okay. Sudarshan.
Sorry, sorry. Oh. Yeah, it's vendors are money exchange.
Nothing. Of course, doctor, you told about the asymptomatic patients, if they are weak and not treated, what will happen? That is, what precautions has to be taken?
Asymptomatic patients, he's asymptomatic. There's no need for any precaution at all. He doesn't come to you at all. If an asymptomatic patient gets tested and he gets a corona positivity, get an asymptomatic positive in asymptomatic patient. This patient, you have mentioned that if he's very weak and what he has to do, he has to be quarantined. We are now quarantining such people whom the judgment, because every positive patient has to go into the government as per the present thing. He must be intimated either to the healthcare health line, or he must go to the corona COVID centers. Actually, there are the recognized corona COVID centers. That is why if you are asking for a test also, you want to go for a corona testing, the doctor has to mention, the person has to go with the doctor's prescription and his registration number, and also his the date on which and the address of the doctor. Because the report goes both to the patient and also to the doctor and also to the government. There is no way one can escape it actually. So once you are positive, you are tracked. That is surveillance. That's where Tamil Nadu is excellent in that actually. We have excelled much better than many other states in the country. We have started testing a lot of people actually. Our numbers have gone up like anything. Because our numbers have gone up like anything, we are picking up a lot of positive cases. Picking up a lot of positive cases.
Okay.
Our surveillance system is so good. That is, if somebody is positive, they are able to trace it so well. What worries me most is the stigma. More than the disease, it is the stigma that worries me. Many people think, to say that I have corona, or actually the other day when I saw a patient in my clinic here, she asked me, sir, and Apollo admit panna corona test na pannuvangala, sir. They think getting tested for corona is much better than not knowing at all. This stigma has happened because of the overplaying in the media about this disease. That's what I personally feel actually, which should not have been done at all. Because there are people in the US much more than us, and if more than 77 lakhs people are, that many people are 75% have died. Imagine the trauma they must have. I think they are not closing down. I have talked to some of my people. They're not doing this kind of campaigning at all, actually. That's what people here are more worried about, the stigma. The stigma worries them more than the disease.
Doctor, sneezing of late or no running nose, no fever. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Sneezing, but no running nose, no fever, no body pain, headache, no cold. Maintain social distance, following all precautions of hand, washing several times in the house. Could sneezing be some allergy, or what is that's what is asking?
If sneezing alone is there, one need not worry about it. Sneezing with fever and body pains is a cause for worry. Sneezing with loss of sense of smell is a cause for worry. If one has a loss of sense, smell sense is gone, means he must always. These are some of the atypical presentations of corona. Common is 95% of people present with fever, body pain, cough, breathlessness. There are some atypical presentations. I don't want to stress more on that because people will start worrying about the atypical when they start thinking about it. One is loss of smell. Loss of smell is one of the symptoms we should alert one to the possibility whether he has a corona. That's one. And the second one is the bloodstained sputum. The fellow who never coughed out blood in the sputum, coughs bloodstained sputum, he must get investigated for corona. If he has got only sneezing and he doesn't have any other attendant symptoms, and he is maintaining the social distance and washing his hands quite carefully, means I don't think we should worry about it. It is not corona.
After another, wearing mask continuously, say while driving, etc., will it be harmful? As we will be inhaling carbon dioxide, which we will be exhaling also. That is one part. Another thing is, just for information's sake, if you use mask, no, well, in your body you will have that white color and all will come, no, like if you wear a half shirt or a full shirt, that what do you call that mark will be there, no. So people will be worried about that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to tell?
Mask and glamour, I don't think we should worry very much now in this state now. But you raised a good. There are three kinds of masks available. One is a single layer mask, which is a surgical mask, which just people wear it and go. Second is a 2-layer mask. Third is a N95 mask. And for a common man on the street, like all of us, what's most important is a single layer mask will do. Or they can use either a handkerchief or a towel. Or now masks are available in every signal. No? I think after some time, even Color Plus will start coming out with masks, because it is going to be there for another 1 year. Like handkerchiefs, they will also sell masks also, colored ones, matching shirts and matching ties and so on. Instead of bow, you can put a mask and then go. Mask, N95 mask is the one that can cause the problem which you are talking about. Am I audible, Vittal?
Yeah, it's audible, yeah.
Yeah. N95 mask is a 3-layered mask. What we are telling is, if you fit it tightly on your nose, it can cause what you are talking about is the carbon dioxide going inside, and air does not come out freely. It can cause some kind of headache, dizziness, and so on can cause. That is the reason why N95 masks are worn only by the healthcare persons inside the corona room when they are caring for corona. N95 mask originally came for tuberculosis care workers. When
What
TB
about the price
patients,
zone?
when TB patients are using only, when you are seeing TB patients only, you must use a corona mask. The doctor should use the N95 mask. This N95 mask, we don't advise it as a routine to all patients, to all individuals. To all the individuals, we advise only a single layer mask. One. Number two is wearing the mask and driving the car. One should not wear an N95 mask and drive the car. You can wear a routine surgical mask and drive the car. If you are not those who wants AC on your face and drive it, you must always have a mask and drive as well. Or keep the blast away and keep the mask also resting away, and then drive the car. N95 masks are not a must to be used. Yeah.
Doctor,
what is Prakash? Should the ear be
time
covered?
aichupa. He has another appointment also. It is already 4:08.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me, Vittal.
Prakash.
Another 10 minutes we have
Grace time.
There's
Okay.
no problem. Yeah. Another 10 minutes, Prakash. Okay.
Yeah.
We can. Yeah. Yes, Vittal. Go ahead.
Whether we have to cover our ears also, in that's point number one. And just a small thing, why suddenly there is a lot of increase in cases in Chennai city, particularly in Kodambakam, no? That is what is the reason? These are the two questions.
The increase in Chennai city is because the number of tests, our number of tests have gone up like anything. We have started testing like anything.
Okay.
Number has gone up and our surveillance also has gone up. We are doing random sampling at many places. We are doing a random sampling.
Okay.
And especially after this cluster of Coimbatore cluster came up, our numbers we have tripled our numbers actually. So when you start doing more cases, you pick up more cases only. So the numbers is not a cost for anybody. And other thing is the Kodambakam zone you have asked. Kodambakam is the first place where the flats started mushrooming and overcrowding is so much. After that, Rayapuram, Thaniyarpet and other thing, if you take the city, the maximum this thing is the per square foot area is there only in that area, the Chulam area, Kodambakam, New York, behind. Those areas are the place where there is too much overcrowding is there, and they are close to the traffic lanes and things. So that's the reason why the numbers have gone up. Our numbers have gone up only because we have started testing more actually. Our numbers have increased once we realized that Coimbatore has become a big cluster actually. And all metropolis is going to be more. Chennai is not the only exception. Chennai, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, every place, every metropolis will be more because people would like to come to Chennai and get it done. It is a tertiary care hospital, tertiary care centers are there, medical college hospitals are there. Many people would prefer to come here. They would rather come to get to Chennai or come to Apollo, Fortis, Muller or High Tech, some big labs, some big places, go there and get it done, than go to a smaller radiation center. So numbers will be more in Chennai only. The question that would be more relevant would be, when would this stop actually? What would happen is, people who have come to Coimbatore have gone back to their places and we have started testing them in all the places, every place we are testing them. At some stage, we have closed the Coimbatore, and at some stage, the number of people who are tracked will come down. Yes, and it will start coming down. So then when it starts coming down, our numbers also will start coming down. You can see that is why, and some days it is 500. If you take the Madras chart itself, yesterday it was 600 odd, today morning it was 580. Yesterday morning the morning temperature 580 only it shows actually. It will start dropping. Once you have covered all the clusters, once you completely cover the cluster, the numbers will start dropping. Now we are not going for a symptomatic case. We are going for a, because you are already exposed. Surveillance is like that. X is exposed means X has sold this vegetable to 10 people or 15 people. 15 people, 2 came from Marelu, 2 came from Kadalur, means okay, go around and search them. It comes into our list and we are taking them into our list. Over a period of time, this will come down actually. This is what happened the next, whoever has sold, if these tested positive are going out there actually. So the effect is what you see, the cascading effect is what you're looking for. How many symptomatics are there? The advantage of this surveillance and the number of testing is that one is you know the problem. What is the number of the problem we have? You also know, so like I'm able to tell you with confidence that our asymptomatic rate is more than 95% we have. As I said, the thinnest layer died, slightly thinnest layer is going on a ventilator. The slightly thinner layer is on a symptomatic case. These are this data that you can achieve with the numbers. That advantage Tamil Nadu is giving to everybody. So the comparison which most of the channels are making is not valid. Tamil Nadu is contributing. Tamil Nadu is not contributing actually. Tamil Nadu is helping people to know the problem that we have in the country and how it can be dealt with easily.
Okay. Prakash, you can ask. Prakash.
Yeah, doctor, நிறைய பேருக்கு வந்து இப்போ sugar between 50 plus 50 to 60 நிறைய பேர் sugar complaint இருக்கு. They just want you to throw a little bit extra on that subject. You told them before that you need to follow social distancing. You gave 3 points. So they just want a little bit elaboration because many of us in our community எல்லாருக்குமே வந்து கொஞ்சம் இந்த sugar issues கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தியே இருக்கு. ஸோ அதனால கொஞ்சம் அதை கேட்கறாங்க. அண்ட் செகண்ட் கொஸ்டின் வந்து பசங்க இப்போ ஒன்ஸ் எவ்ரி திங் இஸ் ஓப்பன் அப், ஆப்வியஸ்லி பசங்களும் வந்து விளையாட போகணும்னு ஆசைப்படுவாங்க. இப்போ அவங்களெல்லாம் எப்படி ப்ரிகாஷன் என்ன எடுக்க முடியும் அது ஒன்று. அண்ட் ஃபைனலி வந்து இப்போ காலேஜ் திறந்துச்சுன்னா திருப்பி காலேஜ் போகணும், ஹாஸ்டல்ல ஸ்டே பண்ணுவாங்க சில பேர். ஸோ வாட் ப்ரிகாஷன்ஸ், பிகாஸ் தட் இஸ் a different zone altogether. ஸோ இந்த 3 கேள்வி முடிச்சிட்டிங்கன்னா ஐ திங்க் we can wind up this session.
Diabetics, the problem with diabetics is uncontrolled sugar only will have a problem. If the sugar is under a good control, there is no cause for any worry. Only the 3 mantra only. One is the mask, 2 is the hand wash, 3 is the social distancing. That's what is the most important. Sugars should be under a very good control. If the sugars are not under control, if the sugars are going haywire, things can go wrong with any disease. And more than the corona, tuberculosis can wake up like anything. And corona can cause a serious problem in uncontrolled diabetes because most of the diabetes will have certain amount of vasculopathy. Some vessel changes will occur and vasculopathies can occur. So that can cause a problem. So the most important thing is the sugar control, which means you must check your fasting BP and HbA1c and keep HbA1c below 7 all the time. Very, very important. You must be under a good control. That's what is the message for diabetes. If the sugars are not controlled, diabetes can get worse with any disease. Number 2 is about the children go to school. No? That's what it is.
No, the children playing around because
children playing around will get back to normal because as I said, that will be the next thing. They have to be allowed to play in the because children are only the spreaders. They worry about our children. Why we separated children and elders is elders will develop a serious disease when they get the corona infection. Children will spread the disease to all if they get the corona infection, but they will not suffer from the disease. That is the reason why we kept the children and the elders at home. Now with the lockdown thing, what has happened is elders have realized that we have to be careful from now onwards. So they continue to remain at home and maintain the social distancing. Children should be allowed to play. They will get some. By now, most of the children have been asymptomatically infected or they start getting immune to this thing. So children will already, it will be another 3 or 4 months. I think sometime in July the intention is to open up the virus time. There would be a herd immunity. And college and hostel again is the same thing. More first, what will happen is this thing is what we have been advising has been to open the colleges first, not the children first, because college is a place where they're going to get the herd immunity first and then spread it out also among them. So there will be certain thing like overcrowding may be allowed, may not be allowed. That is 3 people staying in the room, three room tenements may not be allowed. Each room only 2% with clear-cut social distancing and carefulness may be told. Till December, the social distancing might continue for a long period. That's a zone where there can be problem, but that's a zone from where one is going to get the herd immunity. The college students and the kids, they are the people who are going to get us the herd immunity and let the thing go on as long as we don't have a vaccine for this disease.
Doctor, final question. Can we go to the diagnostic center once it's open for blood test, CT scan and other things? Any precaution has to be taken?
Well, now it is open, Vittal. You can go now also for the testing. It's
No
not
problem.
closed at all. Yeah, it's open now. You can go for the testing. You will not get corona because you are going to a lab or anything. Not at all like that. Because you are taking every precaution. It is a disposable needle that one uses nowadays in the lab. Disposable syringe they use. And they use a spirit to clean up, and spirit is enough to clean up your skin. And the blood test is done. There is no cause for any. That's what I said. The stigma about the disease is so much. Whether I can go for a blood test, whether I can wear a chapel, whether I can take water outside, whether I can take coffee outside. So much of stigma. The stigma is so much that we don't allow people to come inside our house. We are talking on the Zoom only. Actually, next door also we talk either on the cell phone or on the Zoom only. There is no cause for any such fear.
Prakash, anything else?
Yeah, no, from my side, everything is covered. Thank you very much.
Very much. In that
Dr.
case, let me first thank Vittal
Madhva Sangha. We are really lucky.
Yeah.
We are lucky to have you in our
Yeah.
community, and we really appreciate. So I request now somebody from the Madhva Sangha to thank
vote of
Doctor
thanks.
for this wonderful
Yeah.
session.
Yeah. Doctor, I formally propose a vote of thanks for the wonderful effort you have taken and answered almost all our questions. Any leftover, we'll try to give you a WhatsApp whenever you are free. I know you are very busy. Whenever you are free, please try to answer that. Any leftover questions anybody ask me, I will forward it to you by WhatsApp. Whenever you are free, please try to answer that so that I can pass it on to them. In spite of your busy schedule, you can you have given us a lot of inputs and confidence, and on behalf of Madhva Sangha and other friends, I thank you very much, and all the participants for listening, and hope it is useful to all of you. Please maintain the social distance and precautions told by doctor. And doctor, I once again thank you, and Ajay Narasimhan also for coordinating with it. Thank you, doctor.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much. Thanks to all of you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, Prakash. Thanks. Hey, Raja.